Hello everyone, this is James Dedecker here at UPREC. Today we're out in the field looking at our forage grass maturity project. This project is funded by MSU Project Green, and it is led by Dr. Kim Cassida, our forage specialist on campus at Michigan State. This is an effort by the forage grass industry as well as universities across the United States to collaborate in the development of a maturity index or a maturity rating system for cool season forage grasses. If you think about many crops that we grow in agriculture like corn or soybeans, they are labeled with a days to maturity or a relative maturity group number that helps growers understand how they are going to develop and mature relative to other varieties or cultivars of the same species or brands of products, for example. In forage grasses, we really don't have that currently. A lot of times what you'll see in forage grass marketing is that, well, this product is slightly earlier or later than that product. So there's kind of a relative comparison within brands. And certainly forage producers know, generally speaking, the maturities of different forage grass species. So orchard grass should be earlier than Timothy, for example. But when you really start to dig into it, you quickly understand there's a lot of diversity within species and also between species in forage grasses as well. So what we've done here is last year we came out and we planted plugs of individual grass plants so that we could observe their relative maturity throughout the season. And we've got 8 species out here that we've established here in Chatham, and several varieties of each species as well. And so we are going through now, starting this year, and recording heading dates, or the date at which an individual plant has 3 seed heads that have been exposed above the flag leaf, and we record that as the heading date for that individual plant. So we can look at the range of maturities within a cultivar or variety in each plot, and then also among the species that are here in the trial as well. We're going to take you around and show you some of the different grasses that we have here in the different stage of heading. We're just coming into June. We started seeing heading in the earliest species, which is orchard grass in this trial, right at the end of May. And now we're about 2/3 of the way through orchard grass heading, and we've got some bluegrass and brome grass that have also headed, and we're just starting to see seed heads on tall fescue. So we'll take you around and kind of show you what some of the different species look like in the process of recording those heading dates. So what we're looking for when we're rating these plants is to have 3 fully emerged seed heads on the plant to record its heading date. And here on this plant you can see an example in the orchard grass of what we're looking for. So the last leaf on the plant on each stem is called the flag leaf, and we're looking for the seed head to be fully emerged above the collar of the flag leaf. And we need 3 heads like that to date this plant. Here we've got an orchard grass plant that is a little bit later maturing, and you can see the heads are still coming out of the boot and the flag leaf here and not quite fully emerged above the collar of the flag leaf. So this plant probably needs a day or two to get to the point where we'll be able to give it a heading date. If you think about the factors that might influence forage grass maturity, you'll probably be thinking about things like temperature, growing degree accumulation, maybe light or day length to some extent. So it's important to understand that this experiment is being repeated at different locations across the country, because the range of dates and the exact dates that we see here in Chatham are going to be different than locations further south or east or west to some extent. So we're just one location of many in this experiment, and then all the data will be brought together to develop that sort of integrated rating system or index for forage grass maturity based on this study. Another thing that's kind of interesting to note out here is this is a really unusual way to grow forage grass. Usually we're drilling these seeds at a high density in the field, and you don't see individual plants, and you don't see these wide spaces between the plants. And on one hand, that allows us to observe the characteristics of the individual plants within a cultivar, and you actually see diversity even within a plot or within a variety in the maturities, but also architecture, leafiness, head shape within these cultivars. And then we have a related problem of managing the weeds between these individual plants in a wide space nursery. And thus far we've been cultivating to keep weeds down using mechanical means, but we're considering other methods that might assist us to keep this nursery nice and clean as we rate it over the next couple of years. Maybe some flame weeding, maybe some targeted herbicide application, but thus far we've just been cultivating. The 8 species of cool season forage grass that we have in this trial are orchard grass, brome grass, Kentucky bluegrass, tall fescue, perennial ryegrass, annual ryegrass, intermediate ryegrass, and timothy. And that's pretty much the chronological order that we'll expect to see them heading throughout the season as well. Although, as I mentioned, in terms of diversity out here, there's also a lot more overlap than you'd expect in the heading dates that we're seeing. Another note is that we actually lost quite a bit of the ryegrass over the winter. So we planted these as individual plugs last late summer, early fall. And over the winter we lost a lot of the annual ryegrass, as you might expect, but some of the perennial and intermediate ryegrass as well. So we do have some blank spots in the plot that you'll see in the footage today.